Now, for many reasons, I am proud to be a 90s kid. Most of my friends still say I'm stuck in the 90s mentally, and I take that as a compliment when they're trying to insult me. But one of my favorite snacks in the 90s was Dorito 3Ds. Now, for any of you late 90s kids, you might not remember Dorito 3Ds because they came out in, I believe, 1998 to 1999 and only stuck around until like 2001. I loved the original Dorito 3Ds, and when I found out that they were coming back to the market, I did whatever I could to track them down the moment I knew they were coming back. Now these are on store shelves nationwide now, and I want to do a little quick review of these, and to see if they are kind of what I remember of them and what the differences are. Now they do have two flavors out right now. Chili cheese nacho and spicy ranch flavor. Now, Dorito 3Ds, back in the day, they had regular nacho cheese and you had your Cool Ranch versions. And the way I remember them is they weren't a chip. Obviously, the name 3D. Dorito 3D was kind of like I guess you could say it was almost like a weird cheese doodle because it was like a puff versus a chip. But it had all the flavors of what Doritos were known of. At the time, it was regular, nacho cheese and ranch. So they're not called directly Dorito 3Ds this time around. They are called Doritos 3D Crunch. So let's see. I'm going to pour a little bit of each of these out and see if there really is any difference from what I remember, and if we're going to be disappointed or happily relieved going into 2021 that these are back on store shelves. Now, we're going to start with the chili cheese nacho. Just the smell is fantastic. We're going to pour a little bit out of each. A little bit or a lot of it, we're going to see. Now, offhand, these do look a little different than I remember, and we're going to go into that. Naturally, concepts change over time. It's been about 20 years since these were on the shelves. Oh my god, I'm old that it's 20 years. The kids that were born in 2000 are turning 21 this year. What? Oh man. Anyway, we're gonna save my midlife crisis for later. Now, traditionally, like I mentioned, they are still kind of puffs. But I kind of remember these being a little bit bigger when I was younger. And I don't know if that's just because I was smaller, but I don't think so. I feel like they were more full-on chip-shaped when I was younger, but they do take the puffiness to them still, so that's fine. I could be wrong with the original shape, but that's just how I remember. Now let's see what this crunch is all about. Okay, so I tried one of each, the chili cheese nacho and the spicy ranch. Now, I guess the crunch is because of how when you're chewing, it kind of sounds like it's crunchy. But these are bringing me right back mentally to 1999. My parents used to never really buy the bags of these because I was really the only one in the house who liked them. What they would buy was, there were like, tell me if you guys remember these. There was like, these like snack bottles that almost came in like Pringles cans that had different things to them. I think Frito-Lay made them. I remember they used to have one that had Dorito 3Ds in them. They had like mini Rice Krispie treats in another one. I gotta remember what they're called, but I used to get like the cans of those, and I can just picture it in my head right now. It almost looked like a thermos. You would flip it off, and then all the snacks were in the middle. But it was like, the Dorito 3Ds were always my go-to for that, and I remember always buying them from Blockbuster when I would get my rent one game, get one free rental coupons in the mail, and they were my go-to. I remember also, oddly, for some reason, watching the Amanda Show eating these. And I know I'm having like a really big nostalgia flashback right here, but in many ways, my friends might be right. I might be stuck in the '90s, but anytime something from the '90s comes back, like when Dunkaroos came back out, Oreo O's, French Toast Crunch, I was in heaven. I loved my childhood, and I think a lot of people did. The '90s was a great time, and I think when products like this come back to the market, I think there's definitely not only like a nostalgia pop, but almost a rebirth for a generation that may have never experienced it. Now, going back to the Dorito 3Ds, I'm not really going to go into nutritional facts about this. It says 9 servings per container. Each serving size, surprisingly, is 27 pieces, and it's only 130 calories. And everything is really low on here. Fat's low, low sodium, low carbs. Only 7% for the 27 pieces. But the thing is, too, you got to think, they're not really a chip. They're pretty much almost like a bugle. Which is what I'm kind of more equivalating these with now, like a weird puffed up bugle versus what I remember the Dorito 3Ds to be. But at the same time, as much as mentally they seem smaller to me, these are such a breath of, I would say fresh air, but it just brings me back so much to remembering, you know, just that time period, and just to taste these again. Granted, like I said, the flavors are a little different, but to have something retro come back with a modern twist is always something I love. I definitely recommend checking out Doritos 3D's Crunch. Doritos 3D Crunch. I don't think I've said it right once during this whole little review, but they're good, they're nostalgic, but they're back, and I think they're just a very welcome surprise with everything going on the last like 2 years. Let's bring a little happiness back by stuff that we remember from the good old 90s and early 2000s. My favorite time period of my life so far, and I would transport back there in an instant if I could. And one thing that is great to know is if I did, I could still get some Dorito 3Ds. You know, I'm hoping they bring it back, a lot of nostalgic products, so we can start eating them again, trying them again, seeing if they're as good as we remember. If anyone knows any products that have recently come back that were big in the 90s that were discontinued for a while, let me know. I am still holding out that one day they bring back Pepsi Blue. You know, they brought back Crystal Pepsi. Why not Pepsi Blue? Give it one more shot. I swear it's gonna, it'll take off and it'll be beautiful. But guys, stay safe out there. Check these out. Get yourself some Doritos 3D Crunch. Enjoy them if it's the first time you have them, and enjoy them and let them bring you back to a simpler time if you had them back in the day. I'm going to go enjoy this and then go play some more video games, because that's what I do on my days off. Stay healthy, stay safe. As always, I'll catch you next time, guys. Have a good one. See you. Bye.